YouTube! Today I'm the Naughty Librarian. I am bringing you just like a new release book haul, things I've been getting lately. Normally I have more preamble before I get into my book haul, but I really don't. These are all just like new releases that I picked up recently. I have nothing to add to that, so let's just see what I've gotten like in the last couple weeks. First things first, I got How to Find a Princess by Alyssa Cole. This was a pre-order. I am obsessed with this series. It's The Runaway Royals, and it's like kind of like a spin-off, also in the same world as Reluctant Royals, so it's all like the same universe. This one's about this woman. Her name is Makeda. She is a very modern woman. I don't know if she's living in the United States or another country, it doesn't really say, but she's living her life, and then, you know, she has this old story from her grandmother about how she hooked up with a prince one summer. Finds out that's true. She's a missing heir to this, like, kingdom. So in comes Besnaria. She's a really cool detective for like this foundation of like royalty around the world. They have their own investigators because of course they do. So she's like a cool detective and she's on the hunt for this missing heir, and she finds Makeda and she has to take her back on like, you know, a transatlantic journey to this country, and hijinks ensue, romance, perhaps, of course, obviously, look at the cover. It's an FF romance. It has a lost princess and a sexy detective, like everything I want in one thing. Sent to me by the publisher, I got a copy of Hard Reboot by Django Wexler, and this one I was just so into when I saw the blurb for it. It's kind of like, you know, it's like robot battles, and like, who doesn't want robot battles? It's about this girl named Cass. She is coming back to old Earth to like research projects. So I'm assuming this is very much in the future where humans have left Earth and you come back to Earth for like, you know, study abroad programs. Except Cass immediately gets conned into like betting all this money she doesn't have on a robot fight, and things probably don't end well. She's like embroiled in the underworld of old Earth. So it's sci-fi, it's very much in the future, and it's got robot battles. Like really, I didn't need to know more than robot battles, but like everything else as well sounds so cool. It's a little novella. I think it is on sale already, so let's see how long this is. Oh, it's like 147 pages. This is gonna be a breeze. This is gonna be like a light afternoon delight. Also from the publisher Tor Books, I got a copy of The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. I already have a copy of this because it's actually our book of the month for September for the Blades and Bodice Rippers book club. So I already had a copy, and then Tor like reached out and said, hey, we're re-releasing it with a new cover, do you want it? And I said yes. Yes, I do. So now I have this really pretty new edition. It's gorgeous. I'm obsessed. So we're following Maya, the youngest son of this emperor. He's kind of lived life in exile. I'm assuming he's half goblin. And so he doesn't really know anything about court. He's just like doing his thing. And then, oh my goodness, the tragedy happens where his father and 3 older brothers all die in an airship accident. So he's like, I'm emperor now, since when? So Maya kind of gets thrust into this life of court intrigue and machinations because this airship crash probably wasn't an accident. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be definitely like schemes and sneaking and also goblins and stuff. So I'm into this. It's gonna be September's book of the month. It's gonna be super fun. So thank you, Tor, for sending me a copy. Next up, I have In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. This was highly recommended to me by Bethany over at Beautifully Bookish Bethany. I'll put a link to her channel. Check her out. She's amazing. And this is kind of a pansexual blood mage doing stuff. I think she has to like start a rebellion amongst the dead. She's also a necromancer. So now like you have a dead rebellion. So yeah, you know, there's evil political machinations and stuff, and like we gotta save the world, and the way we do that is that I wake the dead and we revolt, dead rebellion, and this woman Roven is like doing it. Like she's like the main person doing this rebellion with the dead. So, I mean, honestly, you had me at pansexual blood mage, really. I already wanted to read this. Bethany loved it, said it was incredible, so I pre-ordered it like a week before it came out, and I was like, all right, Bethany, I'm taking your word for it. I'm in. It sounds great. I also pre-ordered The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Buehlman. I believe this is a debut, if I'm not mistaken. And you know what? I'll be honest. I pre-ordered this mainly because of the cover and the font is very similar to the font that they're using for the re-releases of the First Law trilogy, so I was like, okay, if it has the same font, it's probably similar. And it's also been blurred by like grimdark fantasy and all these other grimdark fantasy authors, so I was like, I feel good about it. Primarily, we're following these two characters. Kinch, he's a thief, kind of a rascal, and he owes a lot of money to people, so he's like, I'm gonna rob the next person I come across. Except the person he comes across next is Galva, who is like the baddest ass who has ever been a badass. She is like a handmaiden to the goddess of death. She's a knight. She's looking for her lost queen, and he tries to rob her. Oh, it does not end well. And then their paths keep like intertwining with each other. So they're obviously like fate has put them together. I don't know if there's like a romantic element in this or not, but like I'm kind of into that matchup. I don't know why. I haven't read this yet, but like the font and the cover were enough to sell me on it. So this is a font buy. Have you ever bought a book just because of the font? Like, I just did. Last up, also pre-ordered, was The House of Always by Jen Lyons. This is book 4 of the Chorus of Dragons series. I have read the first 3. I am obsessed. I love this series intensely. It's so good. It's really great for like world building nerds because these books all have like encyclopedias in the back. They're so long, so much stuff is going on. The basic idea here is that we're following these group of people, and they're trying to save the world from demons. That's like the super simplest explanation of the plot I could give, but really it's like all this kind of stuff. There's gods and goddesses, reincarnation, past lives, like magic stuff, and then like all kinds of things. It's like so much stuff, and especially after book 3 where like the end of book 3 is like a lot to deal with. So I am so curious what's gonna happen next, and I know there is one more book of the series that doesn't come out till next year, and I'm really scared now because it's so complex. It's hard to wait even like a month in between books. There's so much to remember that I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait a year. Oh no. But yeah, I'm so excited to read this. It's so good. They're coming up to the big finale, and like book 3 was like so bonkers that I'm like, I need to know what's happening next. Alright, so that was just a little baby book haul, but basically I had pre-ordered a lot of stuff that all came in. I think, yeah, all of those were pre-orders except for the ones that like the publisher sent me, so I got pre-orders. They came in and came out eventually. Let me know in the comments down below, what's the next book coming out that you have pre-ordered? Or have you ever bought a book just based on font? Because I have done that now, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!